Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are tackling a topic that affects every single one of us, managing our paychecks. You see that notification pop up on your phone, payday. It feels great, right? But then, a few days later, you're left wondering where all that money went. If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. We are going to break down a simple, yet incredibly powerful, budgeting method that has become the gold standard for personal finance, the 50-30-20 rule. This isn't about restriction, it's about empowerment. It's about telling your money where to go, instead of wondering where it went. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, actionable plan to take control of your finances, reduce stress, and start building the future you want. So, grab a notepad, and let's get started on this journey to financial freedom. First up, let's dive into the biggest piece of the pie, the 50%. This portion of your after-tax income is allocated to your needs. Now, what exactly are needs? These are the absolute, non-negotiable expenses you have to pay just to live and work. Think of them as the foundation of your financial house. The biggest one for most people is housing. That's your rent or your mortgage payment. Then you have utilities, the lights, the water, the heat, and the internet that keeps you connected. We also have transportation costs. Whether it's a car payment, insurance, gas, or public transit fare, you need a way to get to your job and run essential errands. And of course, groceries. I'm not talking about fancy dinners out. I mean the food you buy to cook at home, the essentials that fuel your body. These are your survival costs. If you were to cut everything else back, these are the bills that would still need to be paid. The goal with this 50% category is to keep it at or below half of your take-home pay. If you find you're spending more than 50% on needs, it might be a sign that your core expenses are too high for your current income. And it could be time to look at options like finding a cheaper apartment, refinancing your car, or getting serious about your grocery budget. Getting this part right is the first and most critical step to a healthy financial life. Alright, now let's talk about the fun part, the 30%. This slice of your budget is for your wants. These are the things that make life enjoyable, the things you work hard for. This is your discretionary spending. It's the money for dining out with friends, that morning latte from your favorite coffee shop, your Netflix and Spotify subscriptions, that new video game you've been eyeing, or tickets to a concert. It's also for hobbies, whether you're into painting, hiking, or collecting vintage records. This category is so important because a budget that is all work and no play is a budget you're not going to stick to. Depriving yourself of everything you enjoy is a surefire way to burn out and give up. The 30% rule gives you permission to enjoy your hard-earned money without the guilt. The key here is conscious spending. It's about making choices. Maybe this month you decide to go to that big concert, so you cut back on eating out. Or maybe you prioritize trying new restaurants, so you hold off on buying new clothes. This flexibility is what makes the system sustainable. You're in control. You get to decide what brings you the most joy and allocate your fun money accordingly. It's about creating a balance between being responsible and actually living your life. So go ahead, enjoy that 30%. You've earned it. Now, let's move on to the final, and arguably the most powerful, 20% of your income. This portion is dedicated to your future self. It's for savings and debt repayment. This is where you truly build wealth and create financial security. Think of this as paying yourself first. Before you spend on wants, a fifth of your paycheck should be working for your long-term goals. So, what falls into this category? First and foremost, building an emergency fund. This is your safety net, typically 3 to 6 months' worth of essential living expenses stashed away in a high-yield savings account. It's there for unexpected job loss, medical bills, or major car repairs. Next is retirement savings. This could be contributing to your company's 401k, especially if they offer a match, that's free money. Or opening up a Roth IRA. The magic here is compound interest, where your money starts earning its own money. The earlier you start, the more powerful it becomes. A small amount invested in your 20s can grow to be a massive sum by the time you retire. Finally, this 20% is for aggressively paying down high-interest debt, like credit card balances or personal loans. The interest on this debt works against you, so wiping it out is one of the best returns on your money you can get. This 20% isn't as instantly gratifying as the wants category, but it's what buys you peace of mind, freedom, and a secure future. So, we've covered the what, but now let's talk about the how. How do you actually implement the 50-30-20 rule? It's simpler than you think. Step 1 is to figure out your after-tax income. This is the actual amount that hits your bank account each payday, not your gross salary. Look at your pay stub or your direct deposit amount. Let's say you take home $4,000 a month. Step 2 is to do the math. 50% for needs is $2,000. 30% for wants is $1,200. And 20% for savings and debt is $800. Now you have your targets. Step 3 is the most crucial. Track your spending for a month or two. Use a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, or even just a notebook. You need to see where your money is actually going. This isn't about judging yourself, it's about gathering data. You might be surprised to find out how much you're really spending on takeout or subscriptions. Once you know your numbers, you can see how they align with your 50-30-20 targets and make adjustments. Step 4, and this is the secret sauce, is to automate everything. Set up automatic transfers. On payday, have $800 automatically moved from your checking account into your savings account or sent as an extra debt payment. This way, you pay your future self first, without relying on willpower. You can even set up a separate checking account just for your wants and transfer that $1,200 there. When that account is empty, your fun money is done for the month. Automation makes sticking to your budget almost effortless. We've covered a lot today, from defining your needs, wants, and savings, to a practical step-by-step guide on how to put the 50-30-20 rule into action. It might seem like a big change at first, but remember, this is a framework, not a rigid prison. If your needs are 55% one month because of a high heating bill, maybe you adjust your wants down to 25%. The goal is progress, not perfection. The real power of this rule is the clarity it brings. It forces you to be intentional with your money. It gives you a clear path to follow, taking the guesswork and anxiety out of your finances. You'll know your bills are covered, you can spend on fun things without guilt, and most importantly, you're actively building a secure financial future for yourself every single payday. Your financial health is just as important as your physical and mental health. Taking these small steps now will have a massive impact down the road. You have the power to change your financial story, starting today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this breakdown was helpful and inspires you to take control of your paycheck. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future content on building a better financial life. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Do you use the 50-30-20 rule? Or do you have another budgeting method that works for you? Let's share our knowledge and grow together. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.